And how have you found, your own personal treatment as a woman in business? Has it become easier or harder for you as your career grew and your profile grew?
I have a kind of a theory about this. I think it's much harder to excel as a woman in a structured corporate environment. Back to the what I was saying about creating your own way of being in entrepreneurship. That affords you the opportunity to decide who becomes magnetized to you and your mission and your potential. And in a way, that's a choice. So they have decided to accept you for who you are and what you're doing at the get-go, and that's why they're in the room. In the corporate landscape, I think there are so many sort of systemic issues born of the fact that that environment was created by men 100 years ago, for men. And so if women had created workplaces 100 years ago, every workplace would have a childcare facility in the center of it, and men and women would share that equally. So the big buckets for me are around parental leave and childcare, and how we have a sort of an inbuilt bias around the cost of an individual at recruitment. Never mind when the woman gets pregnant. It goes back way deeper than that. And so recent studies showed that there was a $30,000 differential between the earning rates of male and female MBA students, graduates. So it starts at the beginning. Let's not fool ourselves by saying this is the motherhood penalty, because it goes way deeper than that. So until we can share parental leave meaningfully, and until we can share caring duties meaningfully and sustainably, that imbalance is always going to continue. Because a 24-year-old woman and a 24-year-old man sitting in front of a recruiter are not there on an even keel, because the recruiter is thinking to themselves, when is she going to get pregnant? Because she's the one who's going to take the mat leave. Whereas if we normalize that, and again, the research shows that the benefits of men getting involved in early care of their children is phenomenal, both for the child and the father. And it makes sense. And, we make assumptions based on who men want to be and who women want to be. And so much of it is bound in fear. Fear about being, too soft on the man side, fear about being too hard on the woman side. If you were to kind of move forward to some sort of utopian ideal and think, well, what if we were unbound from the social gendered norms? And what if it was just a construction that we decided was a good idea? And what if we sloughed that off and men weren't thought less of for taking an interest in early childhood, and women weren't thought less of for either not deciding to have children or for not deciding to stay at home? So we have to unpick these biases and think about the why.